Hey, it's Angela.
And it's Richie here with your final NFL video of the 2018 NFL season. We just recorded our college football video, so go check that out. So we're going to start off. We're going to tell the tallies for the season. We're going to tell the tallies for our playoffs. I'm going to go through real quick and, it's like a story, right? You start with the wild card, you lead up to the Super Bowl, and we'll talk about the Super Bowl. So there's both the Super Bowl recap and season recap kind of all in one. So we will start off with the NFL. I got 152 out of 255 right, so I got a 59.6%, so about 60%. She got 126 out of 255, which is 49.4%. So she got just about roughly half, and that's not knowing anything about any of the teams at all. Yeah. So she still, just like in college, she still got 50% with knowing nothing.
Knowing nothing as far as stats and stuff
yeah,
like that.
Yeah, she knows of some players and whatever, but
stats, no.
Yeah. So, and then in the NFL, the playoffs themselves, she and I picked all 11. So it was between Angela, me, and our other friend, Richie Kovacs, which you saw in a couple of videos. Officially, she got 2 out of 11 of them right. Yeah. Officially, I got 10 of 11, and I'm still going with that emotional.
Philadelphia.
I got a perfect record. I'm saying, you guys have been with me all this time. Everybody knows I kept going with the Eagles over the Bears in that first wild card game all week long. My buddy Richie, he's a big NFL head. He knows more about NFL than I do. And he's like, nah, Bears. And if y'all remember that video when we made picking, I was agonizing over it. And I was like, I think the Eagles are going to win. I can't go against Nick Foles. And I picked the Bears. Here's my feeling. If I didn't put all this on record, I would have just told everybody that I got them all right. Because emotionally, I felt like the Eagles were going to win. But for technical's sake, I got 10 out of 11 right, which I still think is pretty good.
That was very good, I think.
Considering my buddy, and I'm sorry, Richie, I'm going to call you out. He called himself out on this. The first weekend in the wild cards, he didn't officially pick them, but he got all 4 of them wrong. Like, the games that he thought were going to be right ended up going, all 4 were different. But officially, he ended up picking 5 games with us, and he got 4 of them right. So that's still 80%. That's still awesome. He did a really good job with that as well. So we'll kind of start off, like I said, it's like a story, right? It's the wild card games. These teams, they won their division. Some they snuck in, had great years. First game, Dallas Cowboys beat the Seattle Seahawks by a score of 24-22. It was a great game back and forth. The Los Angeles Chargers ended up revenging from just 2 weeks earlier. They'd lost to the Ravens. They beat them 23-17. The Eagles, the game I just talked about, they beat the Chicago Bears by a score of 16-15, and that was she showed me this meme about Cody Parkey, the kicker for the Bears, hitting the goalpost. He missed the game-winning field goal hitting the goalpost in that game, which he had done, I think, like 5 times during the regular season at some point, where he kept, or not just missed, he hit the goalpost like 5 times throughout the season. So it was just fitting that the Bears end their season with kicker Cody Parkey hitting the goalpost. Then we go to the Indianapolis Colts and against the Houston Texans. The Colts won 21-7. They killed them. They were up 21-0 basically in the first half, and the Texans didn't have a lot. So, yeah, it was the Valentine's Day. Roses are red, violets are blue. If you were a goalpost, freaking Parkey'd hit you, which he did all year long. That's just one of those weird magic. Like, that's a thing. That's why I was going with the Eagles. Part the quarterback, Nick Foles, for the Eagles, and partially, like, that I didn't expect. You don't expect that. Like, the kicker, because he had actually made the kick earlier, but the Eagles called a timeout to try to ice the kicker, and in this case, it worked. It worked, so I don't think I'm going to get over that. Until next year, if I go undefeated, I'll let this go. But all right, then that all led to the divisional round, right? Those were the wild cards. Those teams move on. Then the Colts ended up against the Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, he was the MVP of this season, actually. They killed the Colts 31-13. The Rams ended up beating Cowboys 30-22, which was a pretty... Rams are mostly in control, but it was a pretty good game. The Patriots slaughtered the Chargers 41-28, and it wasn't even that close. Remember, we were looking for an apartment at the time, and we kept checking the score, and it was 28-3 at one point. The Patriots were up. Then New Orleans, again, the Eagles almost came out with this victory against Saints, but the Saints ended up with a win at the end, 20-14. The Eagles were moving the ball. They were beyond the New Orleans 50-yard line, maybe going in for a winning touchdown, and the Eagles wide receiver dropped a pass. They hit him in the hand, dropped it, and it bounced out into the Saints guy, and they intercepted it, and that's how the Saints ended up winning. She didn't know that.
I didn't know that, no.
So all that leads to the conference championship games. Two of the best games, maybe.
Was it like that? Oh, sorry.
Two of the best games, maybe all season long. First time in NFL history that both conference title games ended up going into overtime. The Los Angeles Rams beat the New Orleans Saints in overtime 26-23. There was a huge controversial non-call in that game. The Rams should have been called for pass interference. They weren't. It started this whole debate that's even going into now. Saints fans are still furious about it because it was the most blatant pass interference call you could ever see. That they ended up not calling because of the Saints. It was with like 2 or 3 minutes left in the game. The Saints would have gotten that. They would have gotten a first down. They would have just kneeled the clock, probably kicked the game-winning field goal, and that ended up. Now, to be fair, the Saints did get the ball first in overtime, and they threw an interception, so they had the chance. So whatever. And then the Patriots, Kansas City Chiefs. The Patriots were up 14-0 against the great offense of Patrick Mahomes. Then it was just a shootout for him. Especially in the fourth quarter, I think the lead changed like 5 times or something. Within the last 3 minutes of the game, you had I can't even remember exactly what happened, but like you had Tom Brady, of course, going down to get possibly the winning touchdown pass. Then you had Patrick Mahomes go get a touchdown, tie it. Then you had Brady go down and get possibly the winning field goal. And then Patrick Mahomes gets the field goal and they go to overtime. And of course, the Patriots get the ball first. Tom Brady, right down the field, gets the touchdown. They win in overtime. Both these scores, they won 37-31. Both of them send them to the Super Bowl to face each other. So in the Super Bowl, we had the New England Patriots facing the Los Angeles Rams.
And that score was 13-3, which was the lowest Super Bowl record.
Yes.
Like lowest scoring.
Lowest total score in Super Bowl history. The Patriots were up 3-0 at halftime, which is the second lowest score at halftime in history. Oddly enough, Super Bowl 9, the Steelers were actually up 2-0 in that game, so nothing can beat that.
But it did give Tom Brady his 6th Super Bowl.
Tom Brady, the GOAT, which she just learned, greatest of all time.
I'm still wondering why you compare him to an animal.
Put it this way. 6 Super Bowl rings is more than any other player in NFL history. 6. So he has been in 9 Super Bowls himself, right? There was one player who had participated in 6 Super Bowls in his lifetime. So he won as many as the next closest guy participated in. So, and I know y'all, and Tom Brady always figures out a way to keep himself motivated. He wants to keep playing. He's going to be 42 years old by the beginning of the season. He wants to play till he's at least 45. With the season he had this year, he can still do it. He had an awesome season.
Unless he gets hurt.
But he's done a good job, so, hopefully for him, anyway, I know a lot of people want him to retire. As he said earlier this year, he was a 6th round pick. He was the 4th string quarterback on his junior varsity team in high school, and they went 0-8. This is what he was. I saw this interview. That team went 0-8. They didn't win a single game. He couldn't even get on the field. That's how much, maybe he sucked back then. They overlooked him. He played in Michigan a little bit. He was then a 6th round pick. Everybody overlooked him. And then now, and he said this himself in an interview. Now everybody wants him to retire to go away. He's like, why would I leave now? You guys didn't want me in the first place. I've earned my place. I've gotten here. Why would I stop now? Just because you guys want me to stop? He's like basically like a fuck you. Like, no, I'm not. You guys want me to stop. I'm not gonna stop. This is my chance. You didn't want me before. Screw you guys. He ended up with the 6th win, Super Bowl win. There was something else I was gonna say. So here's a little bit of motivation for Mr. Tom Brady, which who knows? Maybe he'll watch this. Who knows? Now that was technically 6 Super Bowl wins. There were other quarterbacks. I can't remember specifically who it was, but he actually has 7 NFL championships because prior to 1966, there was no Super Bowl, so you just had NFL championships, right? Mm-hmm. He could go on with that. That could be another motivation. Hey, his next Super Bowl will now tie him with most NFL titles overall, Super Bowl and non, prior to Super Bowl. So there's your little bit of motivation. So
there you go.
Tom Brady, go break another record.
Yeah.
But she was gonna say the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl MVP was Julian Edelman for the Patriots. He a wide receiver.
Yeah, he's a wide receiver. And in a low scoring game, 13-3, he was. There were actually a lot of pretty significant players in the game, oddly enough. But he had 10 catches for 141 yards in that game. He used most of their offense. The tight end, Rob Gronkowski, ended up with like 6 for 89, and he had the big, the only touchdown drive of the game. Late in the game, he had the big. It was like a 30-something yard reception down to inside the 5-yard line. Which the next play, Sony Michel, the rookie running back for the Patriots, ran for the touchdown. Which me and Kovacs kind of called that out too. We thought Sony Michel might be the difference in the game because everybody's paying attention to the running backs for the Rams. C.J. Anderson, Todd Gurley, who had 21 touchdowns on the year, was awesome. And Sony Michel, both, put it this way, Todd Gurley ran for 35 yards. C.J. Anderson ran for 22. Sony Michel ran for 94 in the touchdown. So he ran for more than those two guys combined. Now that was great defense by the Patriots. Sony Michel had a tear through the playoff, playing really well. He almost ran for 100. If Edelman wasn't the MVP, I might have given it to Sony Michel because he had a lot of critical runs in the game to kind of get what a little offense the Patriots could get going. That he kind of got them going a little bit. And it was just, this game, the defenses, both teams, Stephon Gilmore for the cornerback for the Patriots, he had 5 tackles, 1 forced fumble. He got the 1 interception late in the game with the Rams driving. It was 3-3 at the time. Rams were driving. He threw the pick. I think you saw that one. I was in the restroom at the time. So
oh, that one, yeah.
So the interception. But Gilmore made one of the best plays I've ever seen. Earlier in the game, C.J. Anderson, the running back for the Rams, he's running out. And C.J. Anderson stiff-armed him. Like, he just creamed him. He had his hand in his face, stiff-armed him. Stephon Gilmore had the presence of mind. As he's being stiff-armed, the only thing he could reach with was his arm. The rest of his body away, he reached and he knocked the ball out for a fumble. And on that play, they ended up not getting the first down because of that play. Now, they ended up getting the first down and play later, but that could have been a significant change because he caused the fumble and the Patriots almost jumped on it, but it rolled out of bounds just before they could. And that would have given the Patriots the ball on the Rams like maybe not 8-yard line, but it was like around the 15-yard line. So, and a lot of people don't bring that up. I just remember because he was stiff-armed. Like, he was out here and he reached him with the only thing he could and he knocked that ball out. It was a tremendous play by Stephon Gilmore for him.
So the Super Bowl overall was quite boring. But
she thought it was boring.
A
lot of people thought it was a terrible game. I don't think it was terrible.
I don't think it was terrible. I just thought it was like boring.
It was kind of boring. People thought it was terrible, but if people were paying attention, the teams weren't actually playing bad. There were a ton of turnovers. Brady threw the 1 interception.
Played good, right?
Brady threw the 1 interception. His first pass of the game. It was a bad mistake by him, but also a really good play by the cornerback. Then later on, Goff threw the interception to Stephon Gilmore. But that was it. There weren't, like, the Senerson fumble, it went out of bounds. There weren't turnovers. It was just...
Both defenses were playing good.
Both defenses played great.
Yeah.
And in fact, I was watching this video the other day about the Patriots, how they change everything up. A lot of people are talking about that. You remember the one, Brandon Cooks, the wide receiver for the Rams. He was wide open in the back of the end zone. And out of nowhere, this Patriot guy just comes in and knock it out. Because everybody's like, man, that should have been a touchdown. And, Goff misread it and blah, blah, blah. Because not that Goff misread it, he let it go late, right? Because if he let it go early, you'd think it would have been a touchdown. Like,
the guy caught it. It wasn't like he didn't catch it.
And it was knocked out of his hand by the corner. But what I'm saying is, because if Goff had let it go early, the corner wouldn't have been there in time. It would have just been a wide open touchdown. Right. But that's why Goff threw it late. Now that's what everybody thinks. But if you watch, go on YouTube, watch Turning Point. That play was ran earlier in the game by the Rams, and Brandon Cooks was wide open, but Goff had pressure on him, and he threw it somewhere else. Belichick, and it shows Belichick saying this, he noticed that play, and he told Jason McCourty, who was the cornerback that ended up with that breakup, he told him and said, hey, watch out for that play again. If you see that again, you drift back further back, and then basically you cover that wide receiver. And Jason McCourty noticed that formation, noticed that play again, and in this case, he drifted back, and he basically baited Goff to throw that ball. So that's why it looked like he came out of nowhere, because he kind of did. But if you see him, there's an eagle-eye view of this play. It's awesome. You see him watching the entire time. He knew he was going to Cooks, and he timed it up. Because if he'd gotten there early, Cooks maybe runs a different route, goes a different way. Goff goes somewhere else. But he waited for him to throw, and he took off, and he broke it up. So it was more so, a lot of people kind of blame Goff for being late. It's more so an amazing adjustment by Belichick and the defensive staff. An amazing play by Jason McCourty.
Yeah, just say.
By the way,
he's on your feet.
By the way, he's a starting one of the starting players in that secondary. His twin brother, Devin McCourty, was also the starter. Devin McCourty had already won 2 Super Bowls prior with the Patriots. This was Jason McCourty's first year with the Patriots, so the 2 twin brothers got to win the Super Bowl together. They had their mom after the field. Yeah, so it was pretty awesome for that, keeping that in the family. But anyway, great defensive play, great defensive by both teams, really.
Both teams, yeah. So, I mean, it was a good game.
It was good. I didn't think it was terrible. It was 3-3 going into. It was it was tied going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and you're watching on kind of like on the edge of your seat. You were like watching every play.
Yeah, like for
your team to. Because nobody was doing anything. I think that was a little bit of the boring part too. It was like
they ended
up coming on, but then the fourth quarter is like this is the game.
Right.
Too bad they couldn't have done this all game.
The first 3 quarters, it was like 3-3, whatever. But you didn't know that going in. I think honestly, I think this is more of revisionist history, because we're people looking back on it. They're saying, oh, that ended up being a boring game. But at the time, you didn't know. A touchdown could have happened at any point, right? And it almost did a few times with that Cooks one. Even later in the game, right before that interception that Goff threw, do you remember down the sideline, Cooks, the same guy, he almost caught the touchdown in the end zone? The one that was down the side, literally the play before, he almost had it too. And Goff went down the well one too many times, and that's what Gilmore got.
So, with the ending of the Super Bowl, there was what most people watch it for, actually including me sometimes, is the commercials. And I want to give a shout out to one commercial. I think you probably know which one. I didn't know all the players. I knew some of the players. I recognized some of the players. Most of them I didn't know. But if you're a big NFL fan, if you know NFL history, there was a Super Bowl commercial because it's 100 years of the Super Bowl. or no,
100
the
years
NFL.
of the
Sorry,
NFL, yeah.
100 years of the NFL. So there's really cool commercial where I don't know who the guy that was reaching for the cake. I don't know his name.
That was Marshawn Lynch.
Okay, Marshall. Let's see. I don't know the names, but he's reaching for the cake. The football falls off, and who says fumbles?
The Roger Goodell, the chairman of the
No,
NFL.
he doesn't say fumbles. Somebody else says fumbles.
Oh yeah, it was Mike Singletary.
Michael Singer's. Okay.
He was a Hall of Fame linebacker for the Bears in the 80s.
So he's like fumble, and they all go for it, and it was so much fun. It was fun just watching, even if you didn't know. I didn't know all the players, but even if you didn't know all the players, but they did the one you were talking about earlier, where the guy tipped it and they caught
Franco
it.
Harris, yeah.
The one you were talking about earlier, though. There was a team. There was a one of the division things before. You were talking about how the team. What is the name of the team? Like, where is it? Oh, it's in there. I think it was this one you were talking about, how something was tipped, and it was one of these ones. One of these ones. You were talking about, like, they threw it and someone tipped it, and.
Oh yeah, the Eagle. Well, the Eagle wide receiver, it got tipped and it got intercepted after.
Yeah, it reminded me of the one played by that guy.
Yeah, Franco Harris, the immaculate reception.
So
I was telling you about.
I didn't know what the immaculate reception was, except.
Yeah, she didn't know what the immaculate reception was from the Steelers and the Cowboys, or no, it wasn't Cowboys, the Steelers and Raiders in a AFC Championship game in the 70s. Franco Harris, I'm sure most of you might know it. It was controversial because people don't know if it ever hit the ground or not. He caught it and ended up running for the winning touchdown with like 10 seconds left. But that commercial, yeah, it was a great
commercial, which I don't think it hit the ground. Anyway, so, but yeah, there was a great commercial, and watching everybody and Tom Brady talking to.
Oh yeah, they Baker Mayfield, the rookie for the Browns, who set a NFL record with 27 touchdown passes, most by a rookie. He's sitting next to Tom Brady. He's like, "Get in there, old man!" And Brady takes out his 5 rings off to go help him. And Joe Montana.
Joe Montana, I was gonna say.
Joe Montana throwing to. He's like, it was between Jerry Rice and Michael Irvin. He's like, not this time, cowboy, and he throws to Jerry Rice, and then Deion Sanders comes in and intercepts it. And it was an awesome game. It showed these older guys, which she didn't know about, but one it was the 3 guys wearing turquoise. It was Larry Zonka, who was a running back, and I'm pretty sure the other 2 were all Miami Dolphins from the 70s. Those great teams.
I knew Joe Montana was.
Yeah, Joe Montana, but yeah, Larry Fitzgerald.
The Smith guy?
Emmitt Smith, yeah, showed up. I think Terrell Davis might have been in there somewhere.
Barry Sanders was that
Barry Sanders. Like, it was awesome. Now, there were not very many good commercials this year, but that was one of the best, I think ever.
That was the best, ever.
That's one of the best ones they've ever done.
I hate to see what that budget was.
Yeah.
But that's what the Super Bowl commercials are. But that was like the best. So if you guys have not seen it, it's I don't know what it's called. Like, what it was called.
It's the NFL 100.
But it's the NFL, yeah, NFL 100 years. Like, even if you don't know football players, go watch it because it's just fun to watch.
Yeah,
it's constant,
great.
like.
And then if you know him, it's like, that guy.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there were plenty that I missed or didn't even know. Maybe the older generation I might not have known.
Well, you knew stuff from the 70s and 80s.
But I mean older than that. I mean, like, there might be some people alive that played in the 40s, 50s, early 60s. You know what I mean? Like, that I didn't recognize. Because it seemed like they had everybody there, current and former.
A lot of Jim Brown.
So Jim Brown, she didn't know who that was.
I know who he was, I just never seen him before.
Oh, okay.
Like, I know the name, but I just never seen him before.
Yeah, Jim Brown, all these guys,
a lot of them, when you said the names, I recognize the names, I just never seen who they were, what they looked like. Especially since
I think Terry Bradshaw was in there.
Oh, Terry Bradshaw? Yeah.
So, it was great. So anyway, that wraps up our Super Bowl recap, our season recap. Congrats to the Patriots, Tom Brady, Belichick, all those players on that team. Everybody hates hates on the Patriots and doesn't want Brady anymore. But like I said, Jason McCourty, twin brother, that's his first Super Bowl. He may never get one. Get one again. All the other players on that team, Sony Michel, he's a rookie. Who knows? That may be his only Super Bowl. Now he's got years to go. I mean, ask Dan Marino. Dan Marino, his second season in the league, went to the Super Bowl, never even went back. So, congrats to them.
Congrats to the Patriots. I mean, congrats to the Rams for making.
Yeah, Rams too. I feel like they'll be there for a while. They might be back. Maybe not next year, but who knows?
And so check us out next season
Right.
in a couple months.
Yeah, check. I'm gonna do NFL draft stuff. I'm gonna make my way too early prediction for next season: Patriots versus Bears in the Super Bowl. That's what I'm calling. So we'll see
Right
it.
now?
Yeah, I'm calling it right now.
Patriots versus the Bears.
Versus Chicago Bears. All right, so that's it. Thank you for watching. Watch all our videos. We'll keep you filled in with other stuff going on in between. Peace.
See ya.